Hello and welcome to week 30 of my weight loss journey. My name's Shell and it's lovely to have you with me on my channel. I began in January with Weight Watchers doing the green plan, which I did for about 18 weeks I think, and it was very successful and it led me to calorie counting, which I've been doing ever since. And so far, up until today, I've lost 3.5 stones. The first thing I'd like to talk about today is comments on my channel. People have left me lovely comments and I've answered them all, but when I went to have a look last week, somebody left me a comment and I went to check on one of the other comments and I couldn't see my answer there. And when I had a look down through the comments, I couldn't see any of the answers that I had made to everyone's comments. So I don't know now whether there's a problem. So if you left me a comment and you didn't get an answer, I did answer it. I know Annie's had trouble with her comments before, so whether it's a similar thing, I don't know, because at the top of the page it says I've got 14 comments and yet I can only see the 7 comments from people there. So I presume the other 7 are my answers and they're just not appearing to me. So I don't know whether you would have received them or not, and if you didn't, I'm really sorry. I'll try and look into it this week because I'm not very technical and I'm using disability speech software. It might be just that they're not showing up to me. But I'll try and check this week to see if there is a problem. But if you didn't get an answer from me, I am sorry. I did answer, but for some reason they don't seem to be there. New things we tried this week. The only new thing we tried this week are these from Sainsbury's, and they are Sainsbury's apple and blackcurrant pies. Very nice they are. They're what you expect, a small apple pie. Nice filling, nice pastry. Pop them in the air fryer for a few minutes just to warm them up. I think they're 240 calories each, so had to save up a little bit on the days. There's still 2 in there actually, so we're doing quite well. The other new thing this week is that my other half, Andy, has joined me on trying to lose some weight. And now he is not used to losing weight at all. He's like me in his mid-50s. He's never had to think about losing weight before. He's always eaten everything he wants and he's always been round about 8.5, 9.5 stones, and he's never ever had to think about it. But with the lockdown this time, because he has a very physical job, and of course during the lockdown he was furloughed, so there was no work. His hobbies also include walking miles and miles and miles, and of course during the lockdown that stopped. Just before the lockdown, our little dog Sandy, who you've seen on here before, she really became too old to go out for a walk. We used to walk about an hour and a half every day, quite strenuous walking as well. And now when we take her out, she just potters a couple of steps and then sniffs, a couple more steps and sniffs. So it's not any exercise for us. So, and also before the lockdown, we were looking after Andy's dad for years, and he lived, I think perhaps about a mile away, a bit less than that maybe. And we were walking up there several times a week, carrying shopping as well, up to his house because we don't drive. And so he passed away just before lockdown, a couple of months before, so all that stopped as well. So basically he went from being extremely active to not really doing anything because there was nowhere to go and nothing to do. And I think he did start to snack more. I noticed he was snacking more in the evenings, and often where we would have a bun or a wrap for dinner, he was having more pasties and sausage rolls and things. So consequently he has put on some weight. Now I don't think that he really needs to diet because now we're back to normal. He's back to work, he's back to doing his hobbies, and I think if he was just to swap out the pastries to go back to having the salad buns, cut down on the snacks a bit, which is only just a habit because he was a bit bored I think he would just lose the weight. He wouldn't have to really bother, but he wants to lose it faster, so he's decided he wants to do some calorie counting with me. So I've been doing calorie counting for him as well as for me, and it's going well. I think he's lost about what did he lose? About 3.5 pounds in his first week, so he was made up. But I think he'll lose it very quickly, especially now he's back at work, which takes a lot of energy. So I think that's all the new things I have to talk about. This week, I think I've actually put a little bit of weight on this week. Not through any really bad behaviour, although last Saturday, I should tell you that it is Saturday today, not Friday. It's Saturday the 31st of August. We just didn't have time to do the video yesterday, so I am a day late doing it. Last Saturday we had a bit of a domestic disaster. Well, not a disaster, we had a domestic problem with the plumbing, which caused a lot of mess. And I didn't get to do my walking on the treadmill. I walk for an hour on the treadmill every day, which I've done every other day, but last Saturday I couldn't really help clear up the mess. It wasn't something that I would just have hindered rather than helped. So I felt a bit useless, but I was standing there holding out bin bags and tearing off strips of duct tape and whatnot. And I didn't feel I could say to Andy, right, well, you sort out all this mess and I'll go and walk on the treadmill. It didn't seem right, really didn't. So I didn't get to walk on the treadmill on Saturday, but I still ate the same amount of calories. So that basically took me up to my maintenance calories rather than a diet calorie. So last Saturday it wasn't a diet. But the rest of the week I've been well within my calories, at the top end as usual, but I have stuck within my calories, but I seem to have just put a bit of weight on. All week when I've been getting on the scales, I've been either staying the same or putting a bit on, then going back to where I was. I've never gone under what I was last week. But that's the way it goes. So I'm going to do the weigh-in now, and as this is the end of July, it's the end of my experiment with the weight loss app, Weight Loss Resources. So I'll discuss how I feel that's gone. Last week I weighed 10 stone 1 pound. Oh, and I was really hoping to get into the 9 stones. I'm desperate to get into the 9 stones, but it's not happened. So we'll see what the scales say.
Hello.
Speak to me. Okay.
It's ready.
Breathe in.
10 stones. 1.4 pounds.
1.4. So I've put ½ pound on this week. I don't really know why. I don't think there's any reason for it. I haven't eaten badly. I haven't gone over my calories. Just that one day last Saturday, but I seem to be just staying the same.
Bye.
But I do feel this week like my body shape has changed enormously. Even though I haven't lost any weight, I've noticed everything is tightening up. And I just feel, if you'd have asked me to guess at the weight loss this week, I'd have guessed I might have lost 2 pounds. I was feeling so good. But anyway, that's the way it goes. So that means now that this month of July, doing the weight loss resources, I set my target weight as ½ pound a week. So I was hoping to lose 2 pounds in the month of July. And since starting, I've actually lost 6.5 pounds during this month. So I am absolutely made up. I sort of discounted 3 of those pounds because I'd just come off the week before having a big gain. So I think some of that was probably just water weight. But even if you discount those 3 pounds, you know, it's still a good loss. So I'm very pleased with how it's gone. I think this, since January, I mean the first week in January I was walking on air because weight was just dropping off me. That was great. But I think since then this is the best month I've had. I felt so settled, and the whole month has just been straight. There's been no days where I've been really hungry and struggled to stick to the plan. I've just felt comfortable, really, really comfortable. It's been absolutely fantastic. And so I'm going to go on for August and hope by the end of August to have lost 2 pounds again. That's my aim. So there might be, you know, weeks where I maintain, or, you know, weeks where I put on and lose, because the calories I'm eating now are so close to the maintenance that it doesn't take much to slip over. So that's just the way it goes. But I am made up with this. I've never felt so comfortable, and I feel great within myself. There's times I find myself just moving about just for the pleasure of feeling how light I feel. You know, that when I'm in the kitchen sometimes I'll be doing a little dance or just bending over and putting my hands flat on the floor just because I can and because it feels good. I've no longer got a massive tummy getting in my way, and I just don't feel as heavy. I find myself springing up the stairs now, and I don't know, everything just feels great. I feel great within my skin already. So I don't mind losing weight slowly now. If I have to lose £1 a month, if I can carry on feeling like this, feeling as comfortable as I do with the diet plan, and as comfortable as I do within my own body, then I'll be happy. I still want to carry on losing, I still want to carry on slowly going down. But I think I've found my little niche and my way of doing things. And it's great because I still enjoy so many things in the day, and I have a treat every evening. I've been rationing out the cornettos because I found every night when I think, what would I like to have? Always a cornetto. That's and so I'm not getting to try new things because the cornettos are taking up all my treat calories. So I've decided now to have a cornetto every other day and try other things on the alternate days. We've got a big bag of popcorn up there. It's one of these specialist popcorns, so I'd like to try some of that. I've got some chocolate there that's been in the fridge for 2 months. I just haven't got around to trying. And there's so many nice things, you know, really, really lovely things to try. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more experimental. I do enjoy having the cornettos. They're my favourite ice cream. So that's all I've got to tell you, I think. I'm looking forward to August. Looking forward to the end of August to see how I do, because with July being the first month on this weight loss resources, I don't think it gives a true picture of how things are going to be long term. So looking forward to the end of August to see how it goes. So I hope everybody else is doing well. I say if you didn't get a reply to my comment, then I am really sorry. I don't know what happened there. I know a few people asked me questions about the Sainsbury's coleslaw. It was absolutely gorgeous. We had it with new potatoes and salad, and it was delicious. Really, really nice. And somebody, I think it was Jean Ella, asked me last week, she thought I'd lost £2, but I hadn't, no, it was definitely 1. I checked from the video before. And I think it was Patty was asking me, she said I hadn't said how much weight I wanted to lose. And I'm not sure. I'm still having problems with my back. I've been finding this week when I've been standing at the side doing things in the kitchen, my feet have been going to sleep again. I don't know why that is, but it comes from back injury that I had when I was 16. I had an accident on the fairground. I'm not sure if you remember them. They probably don't have them anymore in the high-tech fairgrounds now, but they used to have cages that you would stand inside and push like a swing. They didn't go on electronics, they went under your own body weight, so a few of you would get in and start pushing the cage backwards and forwards. You were standing up holding a bar. I doubt that would even be allowed now. And the idea was to get the cage to go right over the top of the bar if you pushed it enough. So ours was swinging away, swinging away, swinging away. There's only me and my friend in there. And one side of the bar came off. And I don't remember anything else. The next minute I knew, I must have sort of blacked out. When I came round, the ride had stopped and people were getting me out. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I fractured my back in 2 places at the base, and it's never been right since. And they said at the time it would get worse as I got older, and now I am getting older because I was 16 then. I am getting older and it is getting worse. So I really want to take as much weight off as I can to take that pressure off as I'm going into my old age. As I'm going in there, I want it to be as easy on my back as possible. So my aim is to get down as close as I can to my lowest BMI and still feel comfortable. I don't want it to be difficult to, but as close as I can get to my lowest BMI and stay there without a struggle, that's where I want to be. And I don't think there are any other questions. I know Jane said that she wasn't over keen on the cheesecakes in the little glass pots. I enjoyed them, but I agree with her. You don't get much for the calories. I think it was 300 and something calories. It was a tiny pot. I think I would have liked a bit more biscuit stuff and a bit less of the cheesecakey, fudgy stuff on the top, because the proportion was all out to me. There was only a tiny bit of biscuit and a lot of the fudgy stuff. So I would have preferred it to be the other way around, I think. But I enjoyed it. It was very nice, but it's an awful lot of calories on a small dessert. And I'm not sure. It was gorgeous though. It was very tasty. I don't know if it tastes like a cheesecake because I've never eaten a cheesecake before being vegan. I never fancied it. So I don't know how realistic it is, but it was very nice, very small. Okay, well that's all for this week. It's been a bit of a long video this week, but I'll let you know how I get on next week. I will do them every week going to the end of August and see if I've got enough to say each week now that I'm losing slowly to make it interesting, but if not I might start going to monthly videos, but I'll see. Until then, take care. Back in jumpers, you notice. The t-shirt videos didn't last very long, did they? It's pouring down and miserable again. But it's quite nice, isn't it, to be honest? After all that heat, it is quite nice. So take care, look after yourselves, stay safe, be careful. You know, with this, we're all being unlocked now, so just try and be careful, and I shall see you in the video next week. Bye!